Hello and welcome to another Let's Draw tutorial with Procreate. This is the illustration we'll be completing today. It's a really fun and easy one to do. I've created a brush pack and colour palette for you to download. I've also included a paper overlay texture as well, and that's optional. You can add that if you want to, or you can leave it out. That's entirely up to you. The canvas size is 3000 by 3000 pixels at 300 dpi. And when you're ready, let's draw. Once you've created your canvas, the first thing we're going to do is check out our colour palette. And as you can see, I've got 6 colours here in the top row of various shades of pink. And in the second row, I've got this very dark sort of purple colour, and that's going to be for our shadows. So we're going to start off by selecting the 6th colour in the top row, and we're going to go ahead and drag and drop that onto our canvas. And as always, I do like to pinch with 2 fingers just to make the canvas a bit smaller so I can see the 4 corners nice and clearly. We are then going to go to our layers, and we're going to tap the plus sign for a new layer. We're going to go over to our colour palette, and we're going to select the 5th colour in the top row. Let's go over to our brush set, and we are going to select the Victorian brush. And I've got the size set here to 100% and the opacity also set to 100. And we're just going to go ahead and, without lifting our pencil up, we're going to go ahead and just add in this pattern onto our canvas. We're then going to go back to our layers. We're going to tap on layer 2 and we are going to alpha lock it. And then we're going to slide to the left and duplicate it. And we're going to do it again until we've got 4 of these layers. We are then going to go to this layer 2 here. We're going to go over to our colour palette, and we're going to select the 4th colour in the top row. We're going to go back to our layers. We're going to tap on this layer 2 and we're going to fill that layer. We're going to move up a layer now. We're going to go to our colour palette and we're going to select the 3rd colour in the top row. Let's go back to our layers. We're going to tap on this layer 2 and we're going to fill it. And then we're going to move up a layer, go back to the colour palette, and we're going to choose this 2nd colour in the top row. We're going to go over to our layers, we're going to tap on it and we're going to fill that layer. We're then going to tap the plus sign for a new layer. We're going to go over to our colour palette and we're going to choose the 1st colour in the 1st row. And we're going to go ahead and drag that onto our canvas. We're then going to go back to our layers. We're going to tap the plus sign for a new layer. We're going to go over to our colour palette and we're going to select that shadow colour, that really dark purple, for a moment. We're going to go over to our brush set and select the heart stamp. Now I've got the opacity set to 100% and also the size set to 100%. We're going to go ahead and tap on our canvas. We're then going to go over to our arrow tool. With uniform and snapping turned on, I'm just going to grab this bottom right hand node and stretch that out to make it a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to position it into the center of our canvas, and you should see those orange crosshairs. And then tap the arrow when you're done. We're then going to go back to our layers. We're going to tap on layer 7 and we're going to select it. Make sure color fill's turned off here. And then let's go back to our layers. Let's go back to layer 6. We're going to tap on it and we're going to select clear. Now we have cut out that heart shape onto our layer 6. So let's go over to layer 7, we're going to slide to the left and delete that. We are then going to slide this layer 6 to the left and duplicate it. We're going to go to the bottom layer 6, and with this colour selected, we're just going to go ahead and drag that onto that space here. Now if we go to our layers, you'll see now layer 6 is our shadow layer, that bottom layer 6. We are then going to tap on the N and we're going to scroll up to multiply to change the blending mode. We are then going to go to this top layer 2 here. We're going to slide to the left and duplicate it. We're going to go to that bottom one. We're going to tap on it and we're going to fill that layer. We're going to tap on the N and we are going to scroll up to multiply. We're going to tap on that layer again and we're going to remove the alpha lock. Then we're going to come down a layer. We're going to slide this layer to the left, duplicate it. We're going to go to that bottom layer 2 here that we just created. We're going to tap on it and we're going to fill that layer. We're going to tap on it again and remove the alpha lock. And then we're going to tap on the N here and scroll up to multiply. and then tap on that layer to come out of that menu. We're going to move down now to this layer 2. We're going to slide to the left and duplicate it. We're going to go to the bottom layer 2 here. We're going to tap on it. We're going to fill layer. We're going to tap on it again and we're going to remove alpha lock. We're then going to tap on the N and we're going to scroll up to multiply. We are then going to go over to this very last layer 2. We're going to slide to the left and duplicate it. We're going to go to the bottom one. We're going to tap on it. We are going to fill that layer, tap on it again, remove the alpha lock, tap on the N and change that blending mode to multiply. And then tap on the layer to come out of that menu. Now let's move up to this top shadow layer 6. We're going to go over to our magic wand tool. We're going to select Gaussian blur and then we're going to slide our pencil from left to right until we get to 20% and then tap on the magic wand tool when you're done. We're then going to go back to our layers. We are then going to go to the second shadow layer. We're going to go over to our magic wand tool, select Gaussian blur and we're going to slide our pencil from left to right until we get to 10% and then tap on the magic wand when you're done. Now we're going to go back to our layers. We are going to choose this layer here and then we're going to slide to the right to select the coloured layer and the shadow layer. We're going to go over to our arrow tool and we are going to flip it vertical and then flip it horizontal as well. Then we're going to go back to our layers. Now we're going to just tap on the shadow layer now and go to our magic wand tool. We're going to go to Gaussian blur and slide our pencil from left to right until we get to 10% and then tap the magic wand when you're done. Now let's go ahead and move down to this layer 2 and we're going to slide to the right for its shadow. We're going to go to the arrow tool. We're going to flip it horizontal and then we're just going to grab this green node here and then we're just going to rotate it and then I'm just going to move it around to a position that I like, I think round about here, and then tap the arrow when you're done. We're then going to go over to our layers. We are just going to tap on that shadow layer now and we're going to go over to our magic wand tool, Gaussian blur, and then let's pop in a 10% blur here as well. And then tap on the magic wand tool when you're done. We're then going to go to our layers. We're going to go over to this layer 2 here and then we're going to select the shadow for it as well. We're going to go over to our arrow tool and let's flip that vertical. And then again, if you grab this green node, you can adjust it how you want it. You can actually move it as well until you've got something that looks a little bit like this. We're then going to go back to our layers. We're going to go over to the shadow layer. We're going to go over to our magic wand tool. We're going to select Gaussian blur and slide our pencil from left to right until we get to 10% and then tap the magic wand when you're done. Now you can go in and select the layers with their shadows and you can move them around to whichever position you want to. I might move this one as well just a little bit. And then I'm going to go back to these two and then maybe move that over just up just a tiny bit like so. And I think I'll leave those others as is. We're then going to go back to our layers. Let's tap on that shadow layer 6 and then we're going to slide to the right on all the shadow layers. We're going to go over to our arrow tool and we're going to want it in uniform, and you can actually remove snapping here just to have a little bit more control. And I'm just going to zoom out a little bit more and I'm going to bring this node down in a diagonal motion. So we've gone 1 pixel down and then 1 pixel over to the right or thereabout, something like this. And then we can tap the arrow when we're done. Now I'm actually going to go back to my layers and I'm just going to select that top floral layer with its shadow, and I am actually going to move that just a little bit, move it over and position it roughly about sort of here. And then I'm going to tap the arrow when I'm done. And now this is optional. We're going to add a paper overlay. You can do that if you want to. If you don't, that's absolutely fine. You can leave your illustration like this. But if you want to add the paper texture, let's go over to our wrench icon. We're going to go to Insert File, and I've saved mine to my iPad, and I'm going to select the paper texture here, and that will import. But let's just go ahead and drag that up above all the other layers. I'm just going to make my canvas a little bit smaller. I'm going to go over to my arrow tool with uniform selected. I'm just going to grab this middle node here, and I'm going to stretch it over and make sure that it's covering all of our canvas. We're then going to go back to our layers. We're going to tap on the N here, and we're going to scroll up to linear burn. And then what I like to do is actually duplicate this layer by sliding to the left and select duplicate. And that just gives it a little bit more color, makes it a little bit more intense. But then I do lower the opacity by tapping on the LB, and I'm going to bring that down to say 55%. And then when you've done that, that's our illustration complete. Thank you so much for following till the end. I hope you had fun creating this really lovely decorative heart for Valentine's Day. Please come and share your designs with me over on Instagram. I love seeing them. I'll leave a link to all of my socials down in the description below. Please, if you could, smash the like button and don't forget to subscribe. And with all that said, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.